And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Don Pritchard, along with Al Foltz. We're out here in front of City Hall for the 2010 edition of the St. Genevieve County Fair. And Al, the weather looks like it's going to be okay, I think. I got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed, everything else.
I think you did better this year, Don. Hopefully it's all over with, and 2 days of nice, clear weather and maybe a little drier feeling. A little humid out here, but it's going to be great.
Oh, yes. The weather guy on TV was talking about the less humidity as soon as this front comes through, and I says, oh, please, before 4:15. Before 4:15, bring the front through, cooler weather, drier air, northwest wind, it'll be perfect. So looks like it's shaping up for a great weekend, folks. And we're glad you took the opportunity to join us here on B93.1 FM, AM 98 KSGM for our sponsored coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade, which is also being seen, by the way, on Channel 98 in the St. Genevieve cable system. So there you go. You got us on TV. You got us on the radio. I think where else can we go, Al? We're making big strides here, aren't we?
A lot of people can come out and sit and watch the parade right here along the parade route. The weather is not bad, a little bit of breeze. We're going to have a good time this evening.
Oh, I think we are indeed. We're going to take our first break, folks, and come back with more of our coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade right here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. And welcome back to our live coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. Alongside my broadcast partner is Al Foltz, the presiding county commissioner here in St. Genevieve and former president of the St. Genevieve County Fair Board.
Yeah, it's kind of nice this year, Don. I can come in and actually enjoy the fair a little more.
I don't know whether to congratulate you or say, I'm sorry to hear you're not the chairman anymore.
Well, Paul Arnold's taking it over, and I think he's doing a really good job. He took off an awful lot this year for being his first time around, but I think he can handle it.
Well, I certainly hope so, and I think he will. I'm pretty confident that he'll be able to do a fine job. So you're kind of relaxed, but I understand, Al, they still give you some things to do.
Yeah, you were one of the first ones come down and help with the parade. But, tomorrow I'm going to have to go up and watch the livestock show and get through the auction. And like I said, I will be able to enjoy it just a little bit more this year.
And that's great, isn't it? How many years were you the Fair Board chairperson?
I'm not real sure. I kind of lost track. It's been a long time that I've been involved with it. And when I took over as chairman, it seems like each time a new person comes in, it gets a little bit better the next few years. So I think that's what's going to happen now.
Very good, very good. We're talking with Al Foltz, who is still the St. Genevieve County presiding commissioner. He hasn't given that up yet. He hoped he is running for re-election, but we don't need to mention that. We'll get in trouble. Anyway, we do want to thank Al for spending his time this afternoon out here to watch the parade go by. We're in front of City Hall. There's still some parking spaces available across the street, folks, if you want to pull in and turn your radio on and enjoy the play-by-play of today's parade. Some parking still available across the street. And I think over in the bank, it's kind of hard for me to see over in the bank parking lot. But and we're getting some people on the lawn chairs here in front of City Hall. So it looks like it's going to be a fairly nice afternoon. And so far, we're in the shade here where we are, and right now we do have some clouds going by, but they don't look like they're going to give us any rain, which is something we certainly hope won't happen. We're going to take another break and continue our coverage here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. Do you remember how long it takes to get from Progress to here? It was about 10 minutes?
It's not very long, really.
So about 4:40 we'll see him.
Yeah.
Hello. We were watching it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I see the cloud that would have, because it was awful gray up that direction. Yeah. Okay. He says we had a pretty good thunderstorm developing over Modoc, and it just disappeared.
Well, good. Good. That's what we want. Disappeared.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I should have brought my radar out here. 'Cause then we could, we'd have an idea what's.
Yeah.
I don't know how I ever did without radar, because really, this way you can see the storms coming, you get ready for them.
That's what I did right before I left the house. I got on the Weather Channel and kicked in for Festus and St. Genevieve.
Yeah, a lot of people have them on their cell phones now.
Yeah.
My cell phone does only one thing. Well, it does text. I can text on it, but I don't do that. But I use it for phones.
Text. I could get on the internet with it. I'm not about to. It's expensive enough as it is.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like texting. I think that's the dumbest. If you're going to text, why don't you talk to somebody?
It would be quicker.
Well, yeah. I could see if somebody's in a meeting and you really didn't want to disturb them. You wanted to let them know,
Welcome back to our live coverage here of the St. Genevieve County 2010 Fair Parade. Al Foltz and I are here waiting for the parade to begin. It's supposed to start at 4:30 from Progress Parkway and Route M or Rozier Street in St. Genevieve. It proceeds north on Rozier Street till it gets to 4th Street, and then it makes a hard right, and then it stays on 4th Street pretty much all the way through the town, up Maxwell Hill, and past the water tower, and where it technically, I guess, becomes White Sands Road. And then Matthews Drive, it doesn't reach Matthews Drive. It turns in the fairgrounds before it gets to Matthews Drive. And I know that the folks who are at Riverview at the park, they enjoy it because they get to sit out in their back porch there practically and watch it.
I didn't look today, but usually they set a tent up for them. And that works great. Those people really enjoy it. They like the parade, like all the excitement going on. It's just fun for them.
And I know they have a good view of the fireworks, too.
Yes, definitely. Right there on the hill, you can see it all.
You bet. Well, we're waiting for the parade to start. It will start in about 3 or 4 minutes at 4:30, and then reach our location probably about 4:40 is what our best guess is. Meanwhile, we'll continue our coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade in a couple of minutes here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. Welcome back to our live coverage of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on B93.1 FM and AM 98 KSGM. Getting close to 4:30, Al, so the parade is probably just about ready to get underway. Now, I understand there's a unique or something new this year in the judging for the parade. They used to judge them up here by us. And matter of fact, they set up a tent here, and I thought it was for the judges, but the tent was for us. And thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. Unfortunately, I didn't know about it until too late to occupy it. So it's sitting over there with nobody in it. But the thought is what counts, right, Al?
We do.
Tell me about the judging.
Okay, we do appreciate the tent, though. But they're going to judge out there as they get them lined up. And hopefully when the parade comes through, we'll know by the end of the parade who actually won what classes. So it's kind of a neat deal.
And they promised that they would have the results for us on the broadcast before we close this afternoon. So, folks, stay tuned. We'll let you know who won the parade.
That'll be fun. And everybody can kind of pick out their favorites as the parade goes through, and then we'll see how close you were at the end.
Sounds like a great idea. And I'm glad Mike thought of that. He's got a couple of good ideas.
He's
pretty sharp.
Big help.
And we'll continue our coverage in just a moment of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. Hey, welcome back to our live coverage here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM of our 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. Al Foltz is my compadre in crime, if we want to put it that way. And Al, we were talking about this being the 8th annual St. Genevieve County Fair Parade, and that's amazing, isn't it?
It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but then it seems like it's been a lot longer than that. And, thank goodness we had a couple of people that wanted to get that parade going and did a good job with it, and it seems like it gets just a little bit better each year.
I think so. You were telling me the two fellows who started it back 8 years ago.
Yeah, Mike Fleeg and Larry Wilkerson were the two that actually got it going. And I think Larry's wife got involved, and then Mike's daughter got involved, and just kind of kept it rolling with us. A lot of fun, though, and it draws a good crowd, so it's worth doing it.
Oh, I think so. It's just a great way of introducing the fair, getting people excited, hepped up about the fair. The parade has just taken off about 3 or 4 minutes ago from Progress Parkway and Route M in southern St. Genevieve. And it'll be soon headed our direction, going up Rozier Street to 4th Street, where it hangs a right there, and then proceeds up 4th Street, past the water tower, past Maxwell Hill. I got that in reverse order, and then pulls into the fairgrounds, which are looking pretty good considering.
Yeah, there's a couple of muddy spots, but I think the sun's going to help air it out a little bit. Got a little bit of a breeze, and hopefully it's going to be a nice, comfortable weekend for everybody to come in and enjoy the fair.
I think we've got a breeze coming from that direction. I smell pork burgers.
Pork burgers, hey, we got a new one this year. One group's got fried potatoes up there. So a lot of good food. Everybody can really enjoy that. And hopefully, you know, they've got it pretty well under control. Should be a whole lot of mud. We're going to have fun.
Okay. You're listening to live coverage of the 2010 edition of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM.
The courthouse, I could have stayed over here.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM and a simulcast on Channel 98, St. Genevieve Community Access Television. Al Foltz is alongside. We've been reminiscing about the past 8 years that you missed one. You were in the hospital, I remember, one year. You took a break. But we've been doing this for a while here, and we've enjoyed it, and it's been a lot of fun. And I think this is a great, as we were talking earlier, it's a great start to the fair. Gets everybody kind of excited about the fair. The kids certainly get excited, so we're looking forward to it. You just had the lineup handed to you, right?
Yes. Yeah, the first thing we've got is the St. Gen City Police with their dare car and Officer Bennett. So they're going to lead the parade off for us, and going to be a lot of fun. Uh-oh. Here we got City Administrator going to run the camera for us tonight.
No, that's okay. Okay, yeah, Mike Fallard, our city administrator, is handling the duties of putting me on TV for a change. I put him on TV at the Board of Aldermen meetings and more, and so he's turning the tables. So there I am, guys. And Al Foltz, of course, alongside, and it's just a great day. I feel a breeze, Al. It's starting to cool off a little bit.
A little breeze coming through is really helping out. Hope it stays that way. Me too, for sure. We're going to take our final break before the start of the parade. It's just about, there's a nice hog going by. About 38 minutes after 4 o'clock, according to the clock in front of City Hall. So we'll take our final break, and when we come back, the parade should reach us. This is live coverage of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. Welcome back to our live coverage of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM with the simulcast on Channel 98 and the St. Genevieve cable television system about a little less than 20 minutes before the hour of 5 o'clock. And Al says the parade should be reaching us fairly soon. We've got a fairly nice crowd here in front of City Hall. Unfortunately, we're on the right side of the street to get the shade. Folks across the street, they're in the sunshine, and it's they're getting the full sunshine right now because the clouds have kind of drifted away from us here, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But as long as we don't have that rainfall that we had this morning, boy, Al, I was watching that on the radar when it came across, and I knew we were going to get some rain. I was at home then, Don, and it poured out there. I mean, really came down. When I checked it after lunch, it was right at 1.5 inches, and we needed that in the worst way. We just didn't need it right there at the fairgrounds.
That's right, and we ought to mention that there has been one postponement caused by this morning's rainfall, and that is the horse show. The horse show had been scheduled for this evening at 6:30 or so, and it has been moved to 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. So no horse show today. The horse show has been canceled for this evening, And we just hope it's not too hot for them on Sunday morning, because I can remember they used to have the horse show every Sunday in the afternoon, and it just got too hot for the horses, for the riders, for everybody else, for the spectators. So, I mean, those trees didn't grow up fast enough to give them good enough shade. So they decided to have the fair horse show on Friday night, and which has worked out real well for them. But this time, just a little bit too much moisture on the ground.
A little bit soupy down there in that horse arena, and it's got fairly good drainage, but, you know, they just worked the track down, and it was nice and fluffy, and it just really soaked it up.
So the horse show is going to be postponed to 10:30 Sunday morning, 10:30 Sunday morning for the horse show. Everything else seems to be going well, and I've got the lineup here for the fair, and generally it's about the same as has been. They had the Fair Queen public speaking and talent competition this morning. They took in the rabbit and poultry entries. They had the Fair Queen fashion competition already. Of course, the fair parade is the next event, followed by the amateur wine 4-H and open exhibits in the youth building. That'll be at 5 o'clock this evening. The petting zoo will open at 5 o'clock this evening. And this next event I saw for the first time, and I must say, for one thing, I never could do it. I don't think I could toss one of those things 3 feet. But they have these fellows, and they actually toss a keg over, about 12 foot, 15 foot horizontal bar?
Kind of like a high jump, and hey, however far you can get it up there, but some of these guys can really heave that thing.
I was asking one person about it, is that a full keg or is that an empty keg? And they are empties.
Yeah, and you know, that's still a lot to pick up and sling around. Sure, they're stainless, but my, oh my, you know, it's just bulky. It's like throwing a big bale of hay, and a little bit hard to get a hold of. So I don't think I want to try it.
Well, it reminds me of those strongman competitions they show on TV every now and then, and they're hauling these boulders around and other things that most people normally would not want to haul around. So anyway, if I've ever got some furniture moving I need done, I know who to call on, right?
You know, that would be a pretty good team. I know how good your furniture would look after you got it moved.
Just as long as they don't toss it too far. Also tonight, Gene Operly will perform at the Beer Garden and Dance at 7 o'clock, and Gene is a great musician, and I think his brother's going to be with him.
Right, and you know, they always put on a good show when they're up there. We got that going. We got the Fair Queen crowning about the same time. It's 7:30, so they'll shut down for just a little bit and get the queens taken care of, and then be back to playing the rest of the evening for us. A lot of good shows.
Oh, you betcha, you betcha. Gene does a fine job. And the truck pull is also set for tonight, 7 o'clock, and that'll be in the Demo Derby Arena, up the hill from the other activities, and that's always fun to watch.
Yeah, they've had a little trouble with the track being a little bit muddy, but I think they got some lime on it, and should toughen it up just a little bit for them, so it should be a good deal.
And then the old-timers will enjoy this tomorrow morning, actually starting all day. I don't know when it starts, but as soon as the gates open, the Antique Tractor and Gas Engine Expo. That's always fun to see those older vehicles.
I'd love to have a couple like that. Some of the old motors that they've got that they bring in are just fascinating to watch. And the tractors, you know, they're in good shape. They run good. These guys have taken a lot of time with them.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Coming up at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning is when the 4-H and FFA activities begin with the Youth Barrow Swine Show. Then they have the Rabbit and the Guinea Pig judging, the Youth Sheep and Goat Show. The Youth Beef Show is at 9 o'clock. Pee-wee Showmanship class is at 10 a.m. The Open Beef and Dairy judging at 10 a.m. And I just want to tell you, that is the heart of a county fair. As far as I'm concerned, those kids working those big animals, especially in the pee-wee, you get those little girls, and they're trying to get that cow to move the direction they want them to.
You know, that was one thing, Don, I always really enjoyed. I started out showing a few of my own. My kids got involved. We started doing the 4-H beef. They'd already been doing the swine, and that's carried on. These kids have done a super job. I went through and looked at the cattle a while ago. I think any of them would be fine on your dinner table. And these kids work hard getting that all done.
Oh, yes. These are projects, and what's neat is the auction. We're moving a little ahead of ourselves, but coming up tomorrow at 5 o'clock, they'll have the youth livestock sale in the livestock barn. We're talking college education there, folks, when they sell those swine, the hogs, and the beef.
You know, they go through, and I watched some of that up there this afternoon. They do the body scans on these animals, so they know how much back fat, they know how much muscling they got. They've got the scores on average daily gain, and that all figures into, besides how good the calf looks, but it all figures in on who's the grand champion. And so, you know, a lot of work goes into that. These kids have spent a lot of time getting them ready, and so hopefully the numbers work out for all of them.
Oh, you bet, you bet. And then next year they'll have another one and work at it again. These projects, you know, and some of these kids aren't going to be staying in agriculture, but a lot of them are.
Yeah, you know, it's really fun to see. Each year there'll be one or two that are really trying to get into agriculture, whether it was on their parents' farm or they started their own farm or went into some other field, it was still agriculture. And that made it all worth doing a lot of that, because you know these kids are giving back a lot of what they've received.
Exactly. All other activities coming up tomorrow, we have the kiddie events, and that's always fun. You got the petting zoo from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., not exactly a kiddie event, but the washer tournaments at noon until 4 o'clock in the horseshoe pits. Then the kiddie events, the bicycle, tricycle rodeo, that'll be in the baseball lot at noon. Antique tractor parade through the grounds at 1 o'clock. Sheep and goat judging at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock also the cow chip lotto. That's a fun event for everybody to watch. And then, of course, they've got the quarter scramble at 2:30, turtle derby at 3, 4-H and FFA award ceremony at 4:30, then the livestock sale at 5. The Vodo Planet Band. You got to tell me, what do you know about the Vodo Planet Band?
I'm not sure, Don. Uh-oh. I hear the parade coming. We're getting closer. Fire truck just went off. The police car had the siren going. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really great event. Demolition Derby is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Then the Beer Garden and Dance with the music of Dusty Road. On Sunday, let's see if we can get these done quickly. Weigh-in of the tractor pull at 8 a.m., the co-ed sand volleyball at 9 a.m., public speaking at 10 a.m., horseshoes at 10 a.m., tractor pull at 10, amateur wine, 4-H and open exhibits in the youth building at 10. At 10 o'clock, petting zoo. At 10:30, the horse show. 11 a.m., the lawnmower pull, a magic show at noon, quarter scramble at 1:30, cow chip lotto at 2, pedal pull at 3, youth building exhibits released at 5. The Grease Pig contest is at 6 o'clock, and if it rains tomorrow night, they'll have the Demolition Derby on Sunday at 7. Al, we're ready to start the parade.
Okay, Don. Oh. There we've got the chief in the first car. Oh, he's going to take city administrator with him. And they're throwing candy out for the kids. That's great. Next, we got the VFW flying the colors for us. Vic Joker's driving, and always a pleasure to have these guys here. I guess everybody could tell that was the fire department. Right behind that, we've got the sheriff with the dare car. That's a good-looking car that he brought in.
Well, that's a fairly new vehicle. I haven't seen that vehicle before.
Brand
new one. Oh, very good.
Got it about a month ago, and you know, these guys work a lot with these kids. Really important to have them out. There goes the sheriff and his chief deputy.
Okay. There's the ambulance. And Al, I think our cameras picking up things just as they pass the clock.
Okay.
That's where we need to.
All right. Got Zell Fire Department. You can tell these firemen come through. They like to really make the noise.
We got another group here.
Girl Scout Troop 3283. Look at these girls on here.
I think they're going to be at AutoZone tomorrow for a car wash. You guys doing the car wash tomorrow? Car wash tomorrow?
Car wash tomorrow. They've got that out at AutoZone.
Yeah.
Okay, Marzuko Electric. Everybody's throwing candy today. Okay, we got one of the candidates, Mark Fowler, Recorder of Deeds. Crown Equipment. They've got 3 new tractors in here for us. Jimmy Kading in that first one. David Lee on another John Deere from Crown Equipment. And I can't tell, his glass is shining in my face. Another John Deere tractor. We're, looks like Wayne Fowler, McCormick WD9, a 1949 model. Good looking tractor. Patty Carroll with the 51 McCormick. Look like they come out of the showroom. Marzuko's with their basket truck. We're getting some more candy out for the kids. Tim Inman now running for judge. Okay, Brandon Bosler with the John Deere Model M. That's a good-looking John Deere. Joe Fowler, our state representative. Joe always does a great job for the people in his district. Got Fair Queen Tiny Tots. These are the little gals. Do they look cute out there? St. Gen FFA.
A little gap here. You're listening to live coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM, Chester, St. Genevieve, KBDZ, Perryville. It's about 5 minutes before 5 p.m. Al Foltz and I, Don Pritchard, covering the Fair Parade live from in front of City Hall. And here's some more tractors.
Okay, we got Jason Brown on a 901 Ford. And Nathan Ringweld on a Ford 96. 2 good-looking Ford tractors. Got a big John Deere coming in, Lester Lamadaire, John Deere 5010.
There's something about that John Deere green. I think they even wrote a song about it.
I think so. Can you sing it?
No, but it's a good song and it's a good color combination, I think. Here's a Farmall.
Dan Herzog at a Farmall H. Right behind him, Tom Ziegler on a John Deere A. Boy, these guys spent some time on this equipment. Mark and Allison Ziegler on a John Deere G. And right behind him is Chris Eckenfeld's John Deere G. These tractors look like they just came off the showroom. Mike Grass with a 961 Ford. And a Ford 7000. Right behind him, Alvin Brown, McCormick Farmall. He's just getting that one going. It sounds like it's purring like a kitten, though. Gary Grass with a Massey Ferguson. That looked like a new tractor, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Here we have a float coming up the road here. Here's this Quality Muffler.
Quality muffler. Hey, look at this float. That gun, they got the tires. The kids are throwing candy. Looking good. Mike Huber and a John Deere 630. Francis Huber and a John Deere G. I think we got those 2 mixed up. There's Francis and another G. Okay, we got Casey Staffen. She's in the Queen division. And Davis Farm Supply with the Rustler 125. Now that'd be fun to run around in, wouldn't it, Don?
Oh, yeah.
There's a Davis Farm Supply with a Kawasaki Mule. That's a two-seater.
This one's got air conditioning.
Air conditioning we like. Tom Davis, Davis Farm Supply. Good-looking New Holland tractor.
He's probably listening to us on the radio.
I'm sure he's got one. John Deere 60, Levi Hanner. That's a Kubota.
Here's a pretty-looking Mustang.
Okay, Queen Division, Shelby Morgan. And we got St. Jim County Hospital.
Who's motoring that? It's Steph. There's Steph.
Hey, we know her. All right. Chris Ballman on an Alice Chambers D17. Okay. Okay, Heather Jokers, Tony McCormick. That's Wade Jokers. Got a Massey Harris. I think these are ones they just hauled in and they're going to start working on them. There's another Queen, Megan Billings, 2009 Fair Queen.
It's an exciting day, the coverage of our 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM, Chester, St. Genevieve, KBDZ, Perryville. It's 5 o'clock. Back to Al.
Okay, we got Eric Gabe on an Allison, and right behind him, looks like Dean Ballman on a 1965 Case backhoe. Now, that tractor's been around a while. Okay, I'm going to get lost here. Natalie Engel.
Okay, now we have another gap here, a little bit of a gap here. Quite a good crowd here in front of City Hall. I'm sure the parade's not quite up the hill to Maxwell Hill and up to the water tower. So, folks, you have time to head out to the curb there and enjoy this parade.
Okay. Got Brian Nager there on a Massey Harris 44. Nick Nager with a John Deere 4010. I think he's going to go out and pull Sunday. He just looks like he's wanting to. Adam Nager coming up with a 4010 John Deere. That looks like he's going to pull with that too. Mark Ringwald with the Alice WD-45. Braden Siebert, Nancy Ferguson 50. These guys are coming fast now. Farmall 1256. Jesse Gettiger. Joe Geisler in a Vega. That looks like a racer to me. Gary Klein in a Thunderbird. Birnbaum and Construction. Hey, that looks like that Wilkerson boy up there. Carla Jacob, Little Miss candidate. It said a demo car, but I don't think that was it. I think it's this red one.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're ready for Saturday night. You're going to have some fun, I believe. Lillian Ditch, Fair Queen candidate. We got another Scott Beckerman demo car. Okay, Claire Bosler, Petite Queen. We got the Ozora Fire Department. Junior Queen, Lindsay Phillips. John Kettinger, 1946, McCormick WDB, the WD9. Junior Queen, Sam Stupi. Samantha. John Deere 8400T, Derek App. Now that'd be fun. You can go any place in that one, I believe. Okay. Jennifer Mueller, Miss Missouri Cover Girl. All right. And Mia Germain, Petite Fair Queen candidate. Millie Nager had gone by. Jordan Lee, Junior Queen candidate. Courtney Hudson, Little Miss candidate. And Olivia Smith, Tiny Tots candidate. Got some cute girls out there. There's Mike.
All righty.
Okay, we got
Boy.
the St. John City Police yet.
And then a big long line of cars that have been patiently waiting behind the parade to get through. Going to be a little bit of a traffic jam, folks, for a while here in front of City Hall. But the parade has just passed here at City Hall in St. Genevieve, and will be winding its way up the hill to the St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds. It's a wonderful parade.
Great parade.
Are you out of breath?
Just about, yeah. I was having trouble keeping up with them here. We had some good floats in there. All the Queen candidates, they all look just as cute as could be. And a lot of good tractors that these guys have either redone or in the process. And these tractors sounded good out there today.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Now, I hope Mike remembers that he was supposed to bring us the parade results.
Going. He didn't give us the winners. He might be
that happened. Yeah, hopefully he'll be back before we close out our broadcast this evening. If not, we'll certainly have it on AM 98 and B93.1 FM and on the website at suntimesnews.com later on. But it's been a wonderful parade. The rain held off. Matter of fact, we had a bit of a breeze, Al. It really wasn't very bad at all.
Yeah, I keep watching the tree across the street, and every once in a while I see it wiggle over there. Even if I don't feel it here, I feel better about it.
Oh yes, boy, the line of cars. We could continue our fair parade here because the line of cars waiting to get up the hill to get into the fairgrounds.
All they needed was some candy to throw as they come by, and we kept on including them.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, Al, it's been a pleasure. It's been a wonderful broadcast. The 8th annual fair parade. I think we've probably been doing them for 8 years.
At least, Don. And I've always enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun. It was a little bit hard keeping up with a few of them. They came pretty quick there for a while, but it made a nice parade, and I think everybody's enjoyed it.
Yeah, maybe you have to tell Mike to slow him down just a little bit. You're getting a little older, and you just can't read as fast as you used to be able to. But Al, again, thank you so much for being my partner in our broadcast this evening. It's been wonderful, and we'll look forward to doing it again next year.
Okay, Don, I thank you, and I always do enjoy this. It's always a lot of fun.
All righty, that'll be it for our fair parade. And am I feeling some moisture coming out of the sky?
Oh, that's sweat.
Just sweat. Okay, but it's been a wonderful afternoon. We've been fairly comfortable. It hasn't been as hot as it has been in past years, so it's really good. But I see our clock on the wall says it's a little bit past 5 p.m., so it's time to get our 5 o'clock news underway here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. Cardinal baseball coming up later on this evening. Hopefully those Cardinals will do a little better with Houston than they did with the Rockies. What did you think of that, Al?
They've had a tough time lately. I've been up to 2 games and watched both of them lose. But, it's fun going. Always enjoy that. And they've got a great team. They just get a downturn for a while. I hope they turn around. I think they will, and they're going to do good again.
I hope so, too. That's our broadcast from in front of City Hall. For Al Foltz, I'm Don Pritchard. Thank you for joining us for our coverage of the 2010 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM.